Yo, it's my virtual word of the day, notebooklm dot Google. You can add .com if you want, but .google will do as well. So this web application lets you give it sources like your notes, your YouTube videos, and then it creates some conversation for you. Let's try it out actually. So I'm going to say new notebook. I'm gonna say some sources. I'm gonna say YouTube. I'm going to paste the YouTube URL. I'm gonna share, copy the link, go back here, paste it, and say insert. So that's inserted. Nothing else. Okay, with that, just one source. Okay, but I can give it another source, I guess. Let's see if I can Google something here. You have Champions League, new format. I'm gonna copy the link. I'm gonna go to sources. Gonna add a source. Website. Paste here. And then insert. And it's inserting the website, the UEFA website. And then we go to deep dive conversation. On deep dive conversation, I click on generate. Now I'll create a summary of all the sources and then give you a conversation, which is interesting. You'll hear it now. Awesome. Took a few minutes, not a lot, but it's done generating the conversation. Let's listen.
Yeah, so we're talking 36 teams now. Each team's going to play 8 matches, but never against the same opponent twice. And so this league format, that's what's really shaking things up.
Okay, so how do you even begin to schedule something like that, 36 teams?
So it all starts with these seeding pots, right? Imagine 4 pots, each with teams grouped by something called their UEFA coefficient ranking.
Oh, okay.
And that ranking is based on their past performance in European competitions.
Yeah.
It's like a point system based on how well they've done.
Okay.
And this ranking determines which pot they land in.
So a team like Real Madrid, with a trophy cabinet that's practically overflowing, they wouldn't be going head-to-head with a team making their Champions League debut in those early stages.
Exactly. The seeding pots are designed to ensure a real mix of opponents from different tiers.
Yeah.
So you'll have your European giants like Real Madrid in pot 1, and then you might have teams making their Champions League debut potentially all the way down in pot 4.
Gotcha.
This system guarantees a more balanced competition. You're going to get those David versus Goliath matchups right from the get-go.
So if you're a fan watching from home, what's the big takeaway here?
Get ready for more top-tier clashes early on in the competition. We're talking blockbuster matches potentially from the very first whistle.
And here's the other big thing. Every single match matters. No more, just coasting through those final group stage matches. Every team is going to be fighting tooth and nail for every single point right from the start.
That's right.
Okay, so we've got these 36 teams all battling it out in this league format. Every match is like really important now.
Right.
But how do we get down to who actually wins the Champions League?
Right.
Please tell me there are still knockout rounds, because that's what gets everyone's heart racing.
Of course.
Yeah.
The drama doesn't end after those initial 8 matches. So the top 8 teams in that league table, they automatically advance to the round of 16.
Makes sense. Reward those top performers.
Exactly.
But what about those teams who just miss out, right?
Yeah.
The ones right on the cusp of a top 8 spot, what happens to them?
Well, this is where it gets interesting. So instead of going home empty-handed, the teams ranked 9th to 24th.
Okay.
They get a second chance.
Oh.
And this comes in the form of a 2-legged playoff.
Wait, hold on. A second chance playoff.
Yeah.
So even a team that barely scrapes into 24th still has a shot at Champions League glory.
That is exactly right. And that's what's really cool about this, is this new format keeps the stakes high until the very, very end of that league phase.
Wow.
You could have, for example, last year's Serie A champion. Maybe they just scraped into the playoffs.
Right.
And then they're coming up against a team that narrowly missed out on automatic qualification, but they're on fire. They've got this hunger, this desire to prove themselves. I mean, can you imagine the tension?
Oh, absolutely. Packed stadiums, underdog stories, last-minute goals.
Absurd.
It's going to be amazing.
It's a recipe for some truly unforgettable football moments. And it changes the dynamic completely. Because no team can afford to relax.
Oh, for sure. Even the big names, the big contenders, every point matters.
Yeah.
Every result could be the difference between a direct ticket to that round of 16 or this real grueling fight for survival in the playoffs.
You know, thinking about those playoffs, which are probably going to be absolutely incredible to watch, it reminds me of that time. So we've talked about how crucial every match is now and how the drama is going to keep going way past the group stages.
Right.
But how does this all actually impact the viewing experience? When can we, the fans, expect to actually watch these epic showdowns?
I'm glad you asked that. One of the other big changes with this new format is dedicated match weeks for the Champions League.
Okay.
So no more having to, juggle the schedule with Europa League or Conference League matches.
So Tuesday and Wednesday nights, those are going to be for Champions League football, period.
For the most part, yeah. UEFA is keeping those traditional Champions League nights, but with a bit of a twist.
Oh.
One match week is actually going to be spread out across Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Thursday night football. Wow. Okay, so it sounds like they've really thought about these scheduling changes and how they're going to impact everything.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just about making the Champions League more exciting. It's about really strengthening that entire European football ecosystem,
Right.
So giving each of these competitions its own dedicated match week, that ensures that fans get to enjoy that top-tier football without having these overlaps and conflicts.
That makes a lot of sense. And speaking of those other competitions, I understand that the Europa League and Conference League are also getting a bit of a makeover.
That's right. They're both moving to a similar structure, that 30-16 league-style format. So more teams, more matches, more drama. It's an exciting time for European football all around.
Definitely. It seems like UEFA is pouring out all the stops to make the game even more intense, more captivating for the fans out there.
Yeah.
But I do have to wonder about the long-term effects of all these changes.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be really interesting to see how it all plays out. Will this new format, with the earlier competition, the higher stakes,
Right.
will it actually make it harder for smaller teams to break through? Or will these changes, like the expanded format, the playoffs,
Right.
will that actually create more opportunities for upsets? For those Cinderella stories that we all love.
I guess only time will tell.
That's the beauty of it all. We get to watch this new era unfold and see how it changes this game that we love. This deep dive has given us all plenty to think about.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm sure the debates and discussions will keep going. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.
Wonderful. What a conversation format, and the voices are natural sounding. This is some of the benefits of AI. So, yeah, just wanted to share this with you. Hope you use it for your research, and yeah, happy thesis writing. Cheers.